From national security to global corruption, this is the Muckrakers on today's News Talk, TNT.
Well, hello, and a very warm welcome back to the Muckrakers with me, Andrew Eborn. And here on the Muckrakers, we pledge to continue tackling the most pressing and controversial news issues of our time. Our mission is to provide more light and less heat in our unwavering quest to uncover the truth. Well, today we're going to discuss the portrayal of Nigel Farage in the media. Is it a fair portrayal? And is the British establishment rattled? We're also going to look at George Galloway's Workers' Party, because very few people seem to be doing that. What is his party offering, and is it being ignored, and if so, why? And talking about the conspiracy of silence, well, the COVID conspiracy of silence, nobody seems to be talking about that on the election trail. All of that and a lot more is going to be unpacked here on the Muckrakers, and here's how you can get in touch.
Thanks for listening to us. Now we want to listen to you. Our lines are open from the U.S. and Canada. Call 1-888-201-6425. From the UK, call 033-0024-1026. And from Australia and New Zealand, call 1-800-670-310. Free speech is alive and well on today's News Talk, TNT Radio.
Absolutely. And it's always great to hear from you. We've had lots of fantastic callers and lots of comments in the chat as well. So, and if you've got any thoughts on the topics we discussed today, or indeed if you want to discuss anything at all, do get in touch. You can always also get in touch with us via Twitter. It's at Andrew Eborn, at TNT Radio Live, hashtag the Muckrakers. That's Andrew Eborn at TNT Radio Live, hashtag the Muckrakers, and we'll be able to find you very easily. Now, today, the Muckrakers is made up of me, Andrew Eborn, and also my fellow TNT hosts, James Freeman and political editor Basil Valentine, who's joining us today from Sweden. Nice to see you all.
Hello, Andrew.
Good morning.
Hello, Basil.
Good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Yes, great to be with you. And hello to our viewers and listeners all around the world.
Brilliant stuff. And it's good to see you in Sweden. I understand you're in Pelle's studio today.
Yes, I'm here sojourning in central rural Sweden, a cathedral town called Skara, and I'm taking advantage of the enormously hard-working Pelle's getting together this home studio, which I'm sitting in here. I could be anywhere, couldn't I?
You could be. Well, Mycket bra, and a very warm welcome to all of our Swedish viewers as well. Now, just to remind you, obviously, this is a forum for debate. Do feel free to chip in at any time. You don't need any prompts from me. And I should also point out that today is the last day for people who haven't done it. You need to make sure that you are registered to vote in the election. Voting closes, or registration rather, closes today at 11:59 p.m., 1 minute before midnight. If you haven't registered to vote, do that now. Go to www.gov.uk/register to vote, to register online. Also, if you need to update your details, if you've moved or you've changed address or name or nationality, you'll need to do that as well. All you'll need is your national insurance number, and if you don't have one, well, you can go through the process anyway. But it is important to vote, and it is important to make sure that you are registered, and you only need to normally register just once unless you have changed those details. It only takes about 5 minutes to do, but it's all over the news at the moment, just encouraging people to go ahead and do that. One thing, however, which is not all of the news, is a favourable response to all of the candidates. And what we do before these programmes is we ask our particular guests if there are particular topics they want to address. And James in particular said, well, hang about, Nigel Farage is not being treated in the way he should. What are your views, Nigel? Not Nigel, what are your views, James?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's lots of attacks. I mean, look, I opened up the Times this morning, the app. Yes, I do check what the legacy media is saying. And the first four headlines out of the, on the front page of the top 5 stories. Well, the first one read, and it was in huge, great writing, voting for reform risks Labour rule for a generation. I mean, I don't even know how that is supposed to work, but essentially what it is it is an argument for carrying on with the same old two-party system that we have. It's about installing fear in people and saying, look, you might like reform, but if you vote for them, you'll be voting for Labour, and you definitely don't want Labour to get in. It's the oldest trick in the book. They've been playing it for election after election. Then the next headline was, him for UKIP. Farage fails to impress the roughest bit of Merthyr. Of course, Farage launched Reform's manifesto yesterday in Merthyr, and they've managed to find somebody who said, "Oh, what's Farage about?" You know, like that guy from UKIP. I mean, these are all headlines. Then we've got the BBC, and this is something that is being pushed a lot on social media by their misinformation correspondent. I can't even believe they've got a misinformation correspondent, Mariana Spring, and she's produced a report called "Bot or Not? Are Fake Accounts Swaying Voters Towards Reform UK?" Yes, of course, that's why they're getting all this fuss on social media. It's all about the bots. And then ITV, an ITV article says suspicious accounts with Nigerian following being used to push pro-reform UK content on TikTok. It's all about just sowing a seed of distrust, of fear around reform. And it's all the same thing. It's all the establishment. It's the supporters, the minions of the uni party coming out in force to prop up the two-party system.